Hello and welcome to Front Row Racing. It's even later on a Friday night, which means it's time for the Front Row Racing PCF, the Project Cars Fridays League, for round 7 in, Spa-Francorchamps. Now this is one awesome racetrack, and the drivers are going to be going round in the LMP2s for a 20-lap race around this phenomenal circuit. I'm from Row Racing DP, as per usual, in the commentary box. I'm joined again for the second time this evening by From Row Racing RI. I hope you're well tonight, Ray.
I'm very well, yourself?
Oh, I'm alright. I'm just having one of those days. Try and redesign a helmet and it just all seems to go wrong. It's all going purple. Right. It's got 9 o'clock, I can say that. It's got 9 o'clock, I can say that. Okay, the Project Cars Fridays League. I suppose we better send the drivers over to the circuit as quick as we can. Now Jonesy has managed to join us. There is one space left. We've got Duo Finn, who may join us a little bit later. Okay, so for the drivers, it's a 15-minute qualifying session, a 5-minute warm-up, and then a 20-lap race around Spa, as I've previously mentioned. But I think what may already be in the back of the driver's mind is that next Friday's race, round 8, is for about 40 laps around Monaco.
40?
Yes, it's a lot of laps around Monaco. It's only 20 around Spa because it's a long lap. They're still going to be doing 85-mile race. And at Monaco, the 85-mile race works out at about 40 laps. Okay, I'm quickly going to go through the current driver standings. James Hulkenberg is leading the way on 122 points. And Dave the Harp is in second place on 107. Hesselden is in third on 106, and he won last week's race. And then we've got a big gap between third and fourth place. Neo Tig on 65 points. Mulrine on 51 points. Duo Finn on 45 points. Woolhouse on 40 points. Lielmo McElroy on 28. K-Slay on 28. Driver Montana on 22. Andy Russell on 13. Jonesy on 10. GT5 King on 9, and then on 0 we have Azamore, Kev187, Grable79, Richie Davey and Stringy B. And Ray, we've already lost a driver, and that would be, I can't tell at the moment, but when I get viewing,
Stringy B.
It could well be. Yes, it is, so if you would like to send him another invite. Okay, Spa. Well, I think we all know what Spa's like, don't we? It's long, it's fast, it's got some tricky corners. In these cars, they can reach some high speeds, but it doesn't mean that it's all going to be easy for these guys. The weather forecast looks like it's going to stay dry, but you never do know what the weather can or will do around Spa. As history has shown us, it's very easy to have a beautiful dry start to a lap, and then find out that it's absolutely peeing it down on one corner on the other side of the circuit. Will that happen today? Only time will tell. What do you reckon, Ray? Do you reckon we're going to be seeing any drops of water around Spa this evening?
Oh, I don't know. We could see it up in the first sector, or we might not. Only time will tell.
Yep. Now, you asked me before we went live who's my money on for the race this evening, and I kind of said, I don't know, Hesselden probably. He's been on a right decent run of form of late, but you know what, I've got K-Slay on the cameras at the moment, and we can't rule this guy out because he is quick. Had a bit of misfortune of late in some of the races, but he is quick and is one to keep an eye on. And as I say that, Hesselden has just blasted past him like he wasn't there. Yeah, so Hesselden, he's on it straight away. Hesselden could easily just go and win this race. He's the guy to beat at the moment. Hulkenberg may be leading the standings, but Hesselden's been winning a few more races of late. So I'll ask you the question. Who's your money on?
Who's my money on? Let's see. I'm gonna say James Hulkenberg.
Ooh, ooh. Now we do have a little bit of inside information of what sort of lap times we could be looking at around here. Somewhere around 205s, 206s, 207s. The Hesselden, I think, is going to be one of the first to actually post the time. He's just starting the lap now, so making his way into La Source. And I tell you what, there's a lot of marbles on the circuit, which is showing that perhaps a few of the guys have been out on track a lot in practice, trying to get the circuit up to grip conditions, as he now heads through Radion into up Eau Rouge, where grip is absolutely vital. Confidence in the car is vital. Down the Camel straight and be prepared, or get prepared for Lake On. 3 corners, all in a flow. Hard on the brakes, turn it in nicely into the apex of the right, hold it through the left. Now don't be shy, don't be afraid, force it through the final right-hander there. Now down the hill to, my track map says Bruxelles. I'm not sure that's the right, what I'm used to knowing it as, but there we go. It's a tricky left-hander, the corner with no name. We'll probably see a few cars in the wall there. Now Pouon, a phenomenal double left-hand corner that all seems like one, and Hesselden is through there beautifully. Little wide on exit, but that shouldn't really be too much of a problem. Now working his way through the chicane of Campus. Another corner where it's all about flow, and that's what this track is for majority of it is like. It's not just point and squirt, it's about carrying speed through the corners. Stavolo 1, Stavolo 2, and then absolutely nail that throttle round curve Paul Frere, and then get yourself ready for Blanchimont. Absolutely flat out, or at least it should be in these cars, and Hesselden is looking absolutely comfortable at the moment. Is it going to be a fast lap time or not? We do not know yet. Into the bus stop chicane. Don't get too much on that curb, because the curbs are huge. Plant the throttle up to what would be the start-finish line, but we're not an F1 car, so it needs to go around the final corner of La Source. I did forget about that on the start-finish line is after the hairpin, just down the hill here. So what's his lap time going to be? I'm going to guess a 206.3. It's a 205.8. That may have just...
And Dave's just coming up to the line and he's a 208.
Tell you what, we've got a bit of a battle going on for track position a little further down. You say Dave's just done a 208. Hulkenberg's just done a 207.1. Dave Harper, as you said, done a 208.0. Thankfully for those guys, they've got plenty of clear track, can get those tyre temperatures up. Lielma McElroy's gone 4th with a 211. Woolhouse is in the pits. Caseley's just gone 6th with a 214.9. But these guys can now continue on for another flyer. Now, you said your money's on Hulkenberg. He's back in the pits, so he's not continuing on for another flyer. Is Dave the Hart? Because I wouldn't be surprised if these guys just need a lap or two to get the temperature up, get the confidence up, get back sort of into the rhythm of the circuit, because they will have had a little bit of a break between their final practice sessions and getting out into qualifying here.
Yeah, we've lost a driver, and I think it's Jonesy.
It was Jonesy. If you would like to send him another invite. I'm just going to see if Dave is up on his Sector 2 time at all. He needs to knock a couple of seconds off his lap time, really, to try and trouble pole position. He's a 10th up in Sector 1, so that's improvement that he needs, but perhaps not as much as he needs. We've got a car stationary, I believe, just before the start-finish line.
Woolhouse.
I'm guessing he's spun it around that final corner. He did do it in the Formula Bs last season. Dave the Harp now coming into the bus stop chicane. He's got a car ahead of him. Dave's gone deep though, just what the car ahead of him did. One corner to go for Dave. I don't know if he's actually going to improve on his lap time. And let's have a good close-in view at this piece of scaffolding and the trees in the distance, rather than Dave actually crossing the line. He's back into the pits. Hulkenberg's just making his way out of the pits. Neo Tig still in 4th place, or got himself up to 4th. No, he's in the gravel. He's in the gravel. That's lap over pulling out of the way by the looks of things to let Hesselden through. There he goes. Andy Russell, he's up to 5th place on a 209.7. He had a fairly good race last week. Was it last week in the PCF or was it last week in the PCS? It was in the PCF.
Couldn't tell you.
It was last Friday around Monza. Finished 4th, but he's just gone deep at the bus stop. That's going to cost him some time. Don't really want to be going over there too often, because it doesn't matter how much you go over there, you're not going to find a bus. So we've got another beautiful close-up of a bit of scaffolding and no cars. Interesting camera angles we're being shown here. Now, Leo McElroy in a bright green car. He won't be easily missed. Surprisingly though, Ray, a few of the bollards are still actually on the side of, or on the inside apex of some of these corners. I'd have thought someone would have been wiping them out by now.
Yeah, I've seen messages for Jonesy, but I'm too scared to go into them in case it kicks me.
Yeah, for anyone that does send messages to Ray or on the YouTube channel, he's not going to be able to respond to them at this time. Project Cars has been playing about for him a bit this evening, disconnected him, so he's trying to avoid going on to YouTube and also avoid going into his messages, because he did do that earlier and it did disconnect him from the lobby. So I'd rather not be sat here doing commentary all on my own. Oh, I've just seen a bollard go absolutely flying. Obviously, Leo McElroy heard us talk about the bollards. He's now going to have to give a marshal a bit of a bonus to go and find that one out of the forest, because I'm fairly sure he made it out of there. Oh, he's absolutely on it around Blanchimont, coming out of it a little bit sideways. See if he can get it slowed down in time for the bus stop. He can, nicely on the apex. Nice wide entry into the second part of it. I don't know if it's been a particularly fast lap. Don't give us that really terrible camera angle again, please. Thank you very much. Gonna have to be careful of that one in the race. Up to the final corner. Go on, Lee. Get that power down. Stepping out a little bit. Is he going to improve on his lap time? Go on. Chuck it into the 208s. He's not. He may have improved on his lap time, but he's not improved on his position. Richie Davies gone and got himself up to 7th place with a 2 minutes 10.0. And he looks like he's on another flyer at the moment. Is there anyone catching your eye?
I'm just watching Hulkenberg come through. I don't know if it was an outlap. It was quite scrappy, but I'm watching between him and Hesselden. I'm seeing if Hesselden's going to improve his time as he comes down the start-finish straight. He's got about 50 yards till the line. Here we go. Yep, he's improved his time at 2:05.524. So he's took a few, not tens, hundreds.
Well, it was tenths because he was on a 2:05.8, so he has taken 3/10 off it. So James Hulkenberg will have spotted that he's now a little bit further off the time than he was before. And as you mentioned, you said he was looking a little bit scruffy. He is running a little bit wide on some of the corners. I wonder if perhaps he's just trying to push the car a little bit too much rather than just letting the car do what it does best. Sometimes slower to go faster is better than trying to go faster and ending up going slower. Hulkenberg's got a few corners and a couple of straights to go before he gets to the start finish line. Oh, he's wide. Dips a wheel into the kitty litter. I doubt very much that's going to help him improve on his lap time. I tell you what, Sector 1 alone on Hesselden's previous best lap.
And Casey's up there in 3rd place.
Well, Caseley's going to be one to watch out for in the race. As I mentioned, he is quick. If you can just get the tyres working for him, Hulkenberg all out of shape through the bus stop, perhaps just setting himself up for his next lap. No, he's retiring. As Ray said, Kay has got himself up to 3rd with a 2:07.3. Dave the Harp's just stolen that position though with a 2:07.1. I reckon he's going to continue on for another lap. I would expect James and Dave to at least get themselves into the 206s quite comfortably, with James and Dave very, very closely matched on lap time at the moment. Hesselden, though, looks like he could just absolutely run away with this race here in Spa.
Yeah, and one to watch out for is the current weather. It's changed. It was like cloud, it's now clear, so it could be faster lap times coming in now.
It could
It's
be.
getting a wee bit warmer.
It could be, but something else to keep an eye on is we're down to less than 2 minutes left of the session. Oh, and Dave the Alps had a moment. His lap's over. Yeah, we've got less than 2 minutes left of the session, so drivers may not get to complete their laps. Casely will, as will the car that's just ahead of him, the red and black one. I'm not sure exactly who that was. Well, they won't get...
It's Woolhouse.
It's Woolhouse. Okay, so Woolhouse and Casely will get to complete the lap they are on, but not get to complete another one. I'm curious as to whether Kay can improve on this lap time, perhaps bump Hulkenberg or Dave the Harp down a slot. It's a 207.2, very, very nearly bumped them down. Woolhouse has gone 5th with a 208.9. Neo Tig is going around the circuit with, I think, Richie Davey behind him. Neo Tig is in 6th. Andy Russell's put himself 7th with a 209.7. Richie Davey is actually in the pits. So I wonder if that's Woolhouse then that's just behind Neo Tig. Should have enough time to get to the finish line. Is he going to have enough lap time to move himself up the order a little bit? Oh, the car behind him's wiggling all over the place. They're going to lose a bit of lap time there. Oh, come on, Neo Tig. Go and chuck it somewhere up near the front row of the grid. Give those guys up there something else to think about. One corner to go. Dodgy camera angle again. I don't like it. Why is it showing me a car in the pit lane when the car I'm watching is on the track? But anyway, Neo Tig around the final corner. Go on, get that power down. Send it off to the line. The crowd is not quite going wild. They're just sat there watching and waving. And he can't improve. And there we go, session is over. So Hesselden takes pole position then with one hell of a gap to James Hulkenberg, 1.6 seconds, but I know James and Dave should be going at least a second faster. Casely 4th, Woolhouse 5th, Neo Tig 6th, Andy Russell 7th, Richie Davey 8th, Leoma McElroy 9th, and Azamort 10th. I didn't get to see who the last couple were there, guys, so apologies for that. But I don't know if you want to try sending Jonesy another invite, Ray, and perhaps send Duofin one as well, just in case he has managed to get to the paddock. Okay, Woolhouse is in a red and black car, so I thought he was in a green one, but he's not. But we're now into the 5-minute warm-up session for the drivers, an opportunity to put their race fuel in, get their strategy sorted out, spark up a smoke, grab a beer, anything they need to do, comfort break, give the missus a quick kiss and say thank you very much for letting me race my car, taking over the living room and doing that.
Oh, there's a good thing. Ask the missus to buy another TV and then there's no fighting.
That is true, yeah. 2 TVs in one room is not a bad idea. I must admit, if I do get myself a missus, I won't have that problem, because I've currently got the TV I'm broadcasting on, a TV next to it that's got the track map, the standings, where the next race is, and then there's the computer screen that's there as a backup. So if I get a missus, I'm sure she could play about with one of them, or perhaps join us on commentary. Maybe that should be my parameters for a girlfriend. She's got to be able to do commentary. Although if she takes it into the bedroom, the relationship won't last long. It's go, 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 it's ended.
That was the fastest lap time.
Oh, you like that one, didn't you, Ray? You like that one. I dare you. Next time you're with the missus and you're at a bit of jiggy, I dare you. As soon as you finish, just lay back and go, "Ah, yes, new fastest lap."
I think Dave the Hulk been listening in because he's just crashed.
Oh. Yeah, it's not advisable for the drivers to listen into the commentary. I think Hulkenberg's just had an offer as well. Oh dear. I tell you, I reckon. I mean, Hulkenberg's missus, right? We're talking about girls. Hulkenberg's missus is working in Australia at the moment. She's been away for quite a few months. I tell you what, when she comes back, actually no, he's going over there to visit her for a while. He's going over to visit her for a few weeks soon, and it's going to be like one of the scary movie films, where it's just a complete explosion. She's going to end up like splattered to the ceiling, a bit like the bottom with the gaffer taping the gas man. Well, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Thank goodness it's only a warm-up session. Okay, is there anybody else out of track? Stringy B, he's out there, giving it a good thrashing up Eau Rouge. So quite a few of the drivers there just sat in the pit lanes, getting themselves prepared, getting themselves ready.
Jonesy's still not been able to rejoin. I've sent him multiple invites, so there's nothing else I can do, Jonesy, sorry.
It's an unfortunate one that for Jonesy, unable to get back out onto the racetrack. Oh dear me.
Oh.
Yeah, I think we need to have a moment. Yeah, we need to have a moment to get ourselves back into being a little bit sensible, should we say? Yeah, a little bit sensible.
When are we ever sensible?
Well, that's a good question. That one, that is a very good question. To which the answer is not that often.
Once in a blue moon.
I tell you what, something I've just thought about. It's just going on and continuing on the gag. Sometimes people's feet twitch at the moment of heightened pleasure. I'm hitting the throttle. I'm hitting the brake. Oh dear. Okay, 5 seconds to go. So. Let's get ourselves ready, Ray. I'm out of fuel. I'm out of fuel. Okay. We've got 10 seconds.
Give me 10 minutes, I'll be okay.
Yeah, that was just a qualifying run. The race is coming in a minute. Okay, Ray, 3 seconds to go. Predictions. Who's going to be your race winner?
Change, I'm going to go with K-Slay. I think he's got a chance.
Okay, so Ray thinks K-Slay. I'm thinking Hesselden, but the lights are about to come on. Here they go. 4, 8, 12. The 16 of them are green. Away they go. Let's get onto the cameras and let's go and see what we can view as the drivers make their way into Eau Rouge for the first lap of the race. And Hesselden's already got himself a bit of a gap. Hulkenberg's in second and it's getting very busy behind him. David Harp third, and then they're trying to go 4 wide. K-Slay dropped down to 7th place with nowhere really to go. This could get very messy into Lake Om. Can they all get through? No, there's contact, and there's a couple of them off. Oh, and someone came back to the track. It had such an angle there that it wasn't going to work. I think it may have been Neotig. We've got 2 cars in the gravel behind.
Lee and Azar.
Yep, Lielmo and Azamore, so they're down at the back of the field now. We've got it getting very busy. Hulkenberg's had a moment as well. He's down to 5th place. Andy Russell's got himself up to 4th. Woolhouse is in 3rd. Dave Harp's in 2nd, and Hesselden has already disappeared.
Hulkenberg's down to 6th. Richie got a run. Hulkenberg's coming back at him. He's trying to push him round that corner.
I tell you what, the drivers are going to have to be a little bit careful of. It looks like the skies have gone a little bit greyer than what they had in qualifying and warm-up. Temperatures could affect their tyres. Oh, we've got cars going wide. K-Slay trying to make a move. He has managed to get ahead of Neotig. He's in 8th place. He's going to want to get ahead of 7th place driver Montana as soon as possible. So up alongside he goes as he goes round curve Paul Frere. And he is now ahead. Is he going to be making his way through Blanchimont and then up to the bus stop? Oh, we've got a car very, very wide in the background. He's spinning. He's spinning. It's Stringy B. He's come back on track just between two other cars. That was a huge moment.
Overtake on driver Montana. He's gone wide. He can't keep up. Oh,
Hulkenberg spun.
Hulkenberg spun.
He's having to wait now for all of the cars to come past him. That's put him right at the back of the field. He's going for the pits. Has he got damage?
Surely not as bad. Look at Neil Tigg's car. His rear bumper's hanging on by a thread.
Well, it did get very, very busy heading up to Les Combes on that first lap, so there would have been a bit of bumping, but I'm surprised that Hulkenberg's in the pits. Oh, Neotig had a shape up Eau Rouge, nearly took out driver Montana, but they managed to keep going. K-Slay's opened up that gap. Keep an eye on Hulkenberg, Ray, because a pit stop lap 1, that's a surprise.
Woolhouse. He's just leaving now.
Okay, Woolhouse is in 5th.
Doesn't seem to have any damage on it. There's no visual damage.
Maybe it was a problem with the tyres. Maybe it was just a problem with those tyres. Or he just wanted some clear track. But Richie Davies up to 4th place. Andy Russell's in 3rd. Dave the Harp still 2nd. Hesselden, he's pulled out such a gap on this first lap. I don't think anyone's going to see him again for the rest of this race.
8, 9, 10 and 11 are all quite close. They could do a wee bit of shuffling about in the next few laps with these two. These two.
So that's Leomo McElroy, Neotig, Stringy B, who's ran a bit wide on Pouon, and then Azamort. I reckon these are going to be getting very, very close. I tell you what, there's another car, driver Montana. He's had a bit of a moment. He's slow. He's now under pressure from Leomo McElroy, and he's bringing other cars along with him. He's going to have to settle himself down. He's wide. He's into the gravel. So that's 4. Is it 4 places through? No, it's not going to be as many. That's Stringy B, sorry. Yeah, Stringy B that's just ran a little wide there. Now driver Montana's trying to fight it back. Side by side around Blanchimont's going to be very, very brave for these guys. It can be done. But they have to be careful if they're going for it.
James Hulkenberg, he's hit the wall. Oh, the barrier, sorry, not the wall. He's retired. He's back in the pits.
Woolhouse has just had a massive moment, I think it was. No, it was driver Montana. So you say Hulkenberg, he is. He's out of this race. That's a huge disappointment. Okay, that's a huge disappointment for James Hulkenberg then. Something must have gone wrong on that first lap that has just put him way down the field. Oh, and Azamort's just given the barrier a good old clipping. And that's going to give driver Montana the chance to get through, which he has managed to do. I'm wondering if Hulkenberg's perhaps just sent you a message, Ray, which is what got you disconnected there. We can blame him for it anyway. Neotig and Leomo McElroy still going at it in 7th and 8th place. I think Neotig could do with getting past as early as he can, but he keeps making the odd mistake, getting out of shape. Andy Russell's down to 6th, Woolhouse 5th. K-Slay's managed to get himself up to 4th place with Richie Davey in his sights, and Dave the Harp has got Richie Davey catching him as Dave the Harp's coming under a little bit of pressure here now. I'm guessing it's not going to allow you to come and join us back at the racetrack, Ray.
I'm going to find for James Hulkenberg what was up. I'm sure I've got an invite back to the chat party. I'll say it the right way around, you know. I'll see if I can get a hold of James Hulkenberg.
I tell you what is surprising here. Hesselden's fastest lap at the moment is a 2 minute 8.4. Dave the Harps is a 2 minute 18.8. That's a 10-second gap on their fastest laps. Richie Davies is a 2 minute 11, which is a little bit more respective. And K-Slay in 4th place is on a 2:09. Oh, we've still got a battle going on further down the field. Neotig still trying to get ahead. We've got a car into the pits. That's Andy Russell. 3 laps in, he's heading for the pit lane. I'm surprised about that. And Neotig still stuck behind. Oh, he needs to get ahead as early as he possibly can, because Azamor is closing in on the both of them. Now, these cars, some of them may have a bit of hybrid power, but you've got to use it wisely if they have. Okay, Lielmo McElroy it is that's in at 6th place. These guys, I think, possibly the closest battle at the moment. Without Ray viewing what else is happening on track, it's difficult to know what is happening, but Neotig's got a good run on Lielmo. He needs to make the move, because otherwise he's going to be overtaken himself. Oh, and Azamor thought about it. He's on the brakes. Had to take a little bit of evasive action there. Let's see if we've got any action going on up at the front. Dave still in second, and Richie and Kay. Kay is on a charge. His fastest lap, the 2:09. Which isn't that far off the pace of the race leader at the moment. Oh, Richie's just had a big wobble through Puon. That's allowed Kay Slay through. I wonder if Richie's got a bit of damage on that vehicle. Perhaps a puncture, or perhaps just pushed the tyres a little bit too hard. Dave has improved his lap time now to a 2 minutes 11, a little bit more respective, but still a good 3 seconds off Hesselden's pace, who's already making his way round to Blanchimont. The gap between them is absolutely enormous. I can't imagine that Dave or Kay are going to be able to catch him up, not unless Hesselden has to do more pit stops. Oh, 6th, 7th and 8th, still very, very close. And I can still hear you, Ray. Have you heard anything from Hulkenberg?
No, I've sent him a message. So if he's watching the live stream, if he can send one back and let us know what happened.
Oh, I've got to admit, I've made a bit of a mistake. It's not Azamor that's in this battle, it's Stringy B. He's got himself a bit out of shape. Oh, he's gone for a move into the bus stop. Now Neotig's been spun and faced in the wrong direction. He's into the barrier, reappears back at the bus stop, and now Azamor does get ahead of him. But that's put Neotig down to 9th place, with Driver Montana in 10th behind him. Andy Russell has come back out the pits in 11th place. And Hulkenberg is still sitting in the pits. Now, can Kay catch up to Dave? He can, because Dave's just got off. He's had a crash. That's put Kay all over the back of him. It could be an easy overtake being made now. It is. Kay Slay up to 2nd place. Has he got the pace to try and apply some pressure now to Hesselden? Is the fastest of the rest of them, so if anyone's got a chance it could be him. But Dave Harp could be close enough to try and attack back, but when you have a bit of a moment you've got to look after those tyres, and off the track he's gone. I think he's got a power boost penalty. That might give Richie Davey half a chance to come back at him. It has closed the gap between them. Stringy B's now up to 5th place, with Lielmo McElroy in 6th, so Stringy B wasted no time getting ahead of Lee.
I'm just watching Dave the Harp's live stream. You got a power boost penalty when you said. It's weird how it's 30 seconds behind and you're trying to commentate at the same time.
Yeah, it's not easy when there's a bit of a delay. The gap between 1st and 2nd, it's quite large now. It is quite large. Hesselden is absolutely running away with this one. Dave the Hart, though, he's coming under pressure from Richie Davey. And Richie's not going to want to waste any time behind Dave here. I tell you what, Ray, do you want to see... Oh, I was going to say, do you want to see if Hulkenberg's got his live stream up? But I doubt very much he will be live streaming on this. He tends to record it by a double tap.
No, he's not got it. It's only Dave the Harp. It's Driver Montana's disconnected about 30 seconds ago.
Oh, are you sure? Let's have a look.
It came up in Dave's screen.
You're right, I think he has disconnected. So we have lost a few drivers. But Kay is, I think he is possibly closing that gap to Hesselden now.
He's disconnected. It's, what the hell? What's going on?
Well, I'll tell you what is going on. Hesselden has just posted the fastest lap of the race with a 2 minutes 7.9. Caslay's last lap was a 2 minutes 10.7. So got a bit of work to do there, Kay, to try and catch up Hesselden. By the looks of it, Hesselden running away with this one. Absolutely easy. Field now getting quite spread out. Andy Russell in 7th place, having made his earlier pit stop. Neotig just making one now. If that's just for tyres, that's not many laps. 5 laps before making the additional stop.
Oh, I never do. That's tyre wear on this track.
I can imagine the tyres. I mean, it's something. What's up?
There you go. Oh, I got to test this how to put your left front wheel sideways, still in the wheel arch.
Yeah, damaging the car is what you tested. Hey, now you totally put me off from what I was going to say. Yes, there is a soft compound tyre and a hard compound tyre that the drivers can use. And I do know that in previous races, Hesselden has been very, very strong on the harder compound tyre, making them last a long, long time. Now, Spa isn't really much of a tyre killer, other than the fact that it is a long, long lap. So you may only get to go 5, 6, 7 laps before you need to put a new set of tyres on. But that's what happens on such a long lap. I mean, the same tyres at a different circuit may last 10 to 12 laps. But that's because you're doing a similar distance, just over more laps. Hesselden is just looking so comfortable at the moment. Looks like he is on cruise control. Kay's pushing it much harder to try and close that gap up. But I don't think he's going to be able to do it. Dave's struggling. Dave's going slow. Has he got another power boost penalty? I think he has, because he's now picking the pace up again. Richie Davey has dropped down to 5th place. I think that may have been for a pit stop by the looks of things, because he wasn't that far behind Dave the Harp. That's put Stringy B up to 4th. But he is really pushing that car, pushing those tyres. I know I said that this isn't really much of a tyre eater, but if you really are pushing the car sideways, it can destroy them quite quickly. Right, time for the drivers to bunch up and give us a bit of a race. I'll tell you what, we've got Azamore in 6th with Andy Russell in 7th and Neotig in 8th. Looks like this could be the closest battle at the moment, which it is. So Azamore, he'll be fairly happy that he's leading the way. Oh, the car behind Andy Russell with a huge crash at the top of Eau Rouge. That's a wheel gone. That's going to mean one hell of a long lap or a retirement from the race. And it is a retirement from the race for Andy Russell. I'm not surprised by that one. That was an absolutely enormous shunt into the barrier at the top of Eau Rouge. But that means that the 3 cars that were close to having a battle is now down to 2 cars potentially having a battle.
Oh. I'm just watching. I'm watching his Dave the Harp card running around. That's quite boring when you can't switch or anything on top.
Yeah, if you can't switch view, yeah, I mean, with you not being able to get back into the lobby, yeah, I mean, you'll be able to watch Dave the Harp. I mean, I would have said go and watch Andy Russell's. He may have been live streaming, but yeah, I think he's on his way to the hospital now. Oh, Neotig's just ran wide, dips a wheel in the gravel. If you can keep it on the road, Neotig, you'll catch Azamore, because he looks like he's struggling a little bit. Richie Davey, I think, has just moved up a place. He has, because Stringy B and Casely, they have both pitted. So Casely and Richie, yes, going to get a bit of a battle. That means that when Richie made his pit stop, he's had quite a large undercut. He's pulled that gap in a massive amount. Perhaps just showing that when the tyres do wear, the lap times do drop massively. But Casely has seemed to been a bit quicker, so we'll be wanting to try and open that gap back up. It'll be interesting to see what happens when Dave the Harp pits, because he could come out quite far behind these guys. As Richie could have played an absolute blinder here, pitting when he did. Let's see, Casely's pitted 7 laps in, so probably going to pit in another 7 laps time, put him on a 2-stop strategy. Hesselden up to the bus stop, he's not stopping yet. I don't think he'll stop until at least lap 10. And Dave the Harp, he's got a long way to go just to get to the pit entry. Casely already opening up the gap to Richie Davies, so that potential battle has fizzled out for the time being. Stringy Beast, I was going to say still flying around in 5th place, but he's just been given a power boost penalty, so that's cost him a little bit of time, but we'll save the tyres for a couple of corners. That car looking very, very twitchy. Azamort and Neotig, still not much between them, and if they could get a shift on, they could actually gain on Stringy B, especially if he's going to continue getting power boost penalties. Now, Ray, have you heard anything back from Hulkenberg yet?
No, and I'll just double check.
I'll tell you what I'm going to do, actually. He may be sitting there as a bit of a race engineer for Dave the Harp, but apologies, viewers, for this. The screen's going to go blue for a moment, because I'm going to actually invite Hulkenberg into the commentary booth, if he's still online, because if he is still... He's not online, so that was a waste of time. Because if he'd have still been at the track, it would have been an extra pair of eyes to see what's going on around the circuit. Okay, Hesselden's previous lap, a 2:08.9, still showing decent pace, but Dave the Harp's last lap was a 2:15.1. Casely's previous, a 2:09.7. Casely's just pulled in 6 seconds on Dave the Harp. When Dave pits, he's going to be so far down the order, he's probably going to want to retire. Now, we have lost quite a few drivers from the order since the start of the race. Some may have just been through disconnections. Quite a few have been through rather large crashes. I still don't know what would have happened to James Hulkenberg on that one. I mean, pitting on lap 1, I can only guess it was for damage. And after that, perhaps his concentration or frustration just boiled over and decided, you know what, I'm not going to get back into this one. But what it will have happened, what it does mean is that...
try and get him on Facebook.
Well, yeah, see if you can, Ray. What it does mean for the standings, though, James Hulkenberg is not going to score any points from this event. That is going to close up the standings. Well, it's not going to close up the standings, it's going to completely change the standings, because if Hesselden goes on to win this race, that means that he will be on 131 points. Hulkenberg's still going to be on 122, and Dave the Harp, all depends on where he finishes, but could jump Hulkenberg. And Dave the Harp, I think... No, Hesselden.
Oh, Hesselden's disconnected.
Hesselden's gone. So as I'm talking about the standings and Hesselden going on to lead the standings, he's not going to, because Dave the Harp's leading. And while I was flicking through, I did spot there was a little bit of a battle somewhere, and I think that was Neotig and Azamort. They seem to get very, very close. But what an absolute shocker for Hesselden, leading by an absolute country mile. And now he's not in the race anymore. So, a bit of a commentator's curse on that one. But that means then if Dave the Harp goes on to win this race, that's going to put him on 132 points.
Has Casely pitted?
Yes, Casely has made a pit stop already. Possibly going on to a 2-stop strategy, or is now on the harder compound tyre. Dave the Harp has not pitted yet.
Could be close, that's all I'm saying.
There have been quite a few drivers that have been disconnected or crashed out of the race, as I mentioned. I'm getting a few notifications of them now. Andy Russell, he's one. His was a crash. Hesselden was the latest one. His will be probably the most disappointing one for him. Hulkenberg, though, he'll be absolutely buzzing that Hesselden's not going to go on to win this race. He may even be sat there now hoping that Dave the Harp's not going to go on to win this race either. If Dave doesn't win it and K-Slay does, that doesn't hurt Hulkenberg in any way, shape or form. Now, Dave's on, what, lap 9 on his tyres. I reckon he'll go another lap before he actually makes a pit stop. It depends on how much he's punished these tyres. He is continuing on, so I reckon he'll be in the pits on the next lap. But what will be important for him is how much K-Slay has been catching him up. K-Slay was only just about a second faster on that previous lap, so he is gaining, but may still have an additional stop to do. It'll all depend on whether he's on the hard compound tyre or the soft compound tyre, and Richie Davey is not that far behind K-Slay. Stringy B is a long way back, as is Azamor and Neo Tig, and they're still close enough to each other that if either one of them makes a little bit of a mistake, it's either going to close the gap or open the gap. You got any info for us, Ray?
I'm just watching the time between Dave the Harp and K-Slay, and it's jumping between 22 seconds to 23 seconds. James Hulkenberg's typing, so hopefully I'll have something in the next few minutes.
Okay, so all important now for Dave the Harp. If the gap's about 20 to 23 seconds, I'm not sure exactly how long a pit stop will take around here. I can't imagine it's that long, perhaps 20 to 23 seconds. So he may come out right by K-Slay, with K-Slay potentially pitting again. If K doesn't need to, then Dave will just be on much fresh. It'll be interesting. Now, I do know that there was a patch on Project Cars recently, and from what we were being told, it had solved connectivity issues with Project Cars. But if drivers have been just randomly getting disconnected this evening, maybe the issue has not been solved, or the drivers' connections are just not holding up to what they need it to be at the moment. So, Dave, are you going to pit half distance through the race? Is he heading to the pit lane? No, he's continuing on. Now, is he continuing on because he's seen that the gap is sort of matching K-Slay's lap times at the moment, or is he going for a non-stop race? I tell you what, we have had Neo Tig has managed to get ahead of Azamor. Apologies, Neo, we've missed that one, but we'll see if Azamor can begin to pull that gap back in a little bit. And one of the major disappointments with the disconnection, Azamor chucking it right up the inside to put on a little bit of a touch, and he's off. He's into the barrier. Hopefully all four wheels still connected on the car. Yes, they are. A little bit unfortunate for him there. Also unfortunate for us because it means they're not close enough to fight each other now. Stringy B happily riding along in 4th place. Richie Davies in 3rd. And I tell you what, he's not that far behind K-Slay. If he is only on a one-stop strategy, he may be able to still be in the fight for this race. But I am interested to know whether Dave is just going to keep trying to non-stop this race, or even perhaps what he's thinking.
I don't think he, from what I can see, I don't think he could do a one non-stop race. Or
so you reckon he is definitely going to have to stop again then?
Yeah.
Well, we've seen drivers make pit stops around about lap 7, which, if that's sort of the maximum for a soft compound tyre, perhaps Dave is on the hard tyre here and needs to get it to, there's only sort of 8 laps, 7 laps to go before he bolts on that fresher, softer set of tyres. Whereas I think we may see K-Slay in the pits in the next 2 laps.
Just from the Hulkenberg's garage, he says I can't really explain it. He's so annoyed that his car felt like it was on rails in practice. Started the session, the car felt like it had grease on the tyres. Slammed it into the wall at turn 5. The steering wheel was cockeyed. So he pitted for his tyres, lost it on my own or something on the setup, or something in the setup went wrong. felt like I had no real wing.
Oh dear, oh dear.
Oh, Dave's in the pits.
Dave is in the pits. He's also hit the barrier on the way into the pits. Now, where is K-Slate? He's not far off the pit entry. K may take the lead here. Can he get to the end? If he's on a set of hard tyres, he may be able to. Dave's not got moving yet. He's about to lose the lead now. So K takes the lead here in Spa. So huge shame for James Hulkenberg then. It can be very, very confusing when you've got the car absolutely handling like a dream, and then it comes to actually the race session and all of a sudden it ain't handling for you. Once that happens, the confusion sets in, and effectively you're sat there trying to work out what's wrong. And obviously for James, he's thought, has it got the right tyres on? So he's pitted and made sure that it has got the correct slick tyres on, but not solved the issue. Now, I said when Dave pits, he could come out somewhere near Richie Davey, and Richie Davey is just behind him, but has been on his set of tyres a lot longer than Dave has been on his, obviously. The question is, and for any of the viewers, feel free to make any assumptions that Richie Davey goes a little bit wide, showing that his tyres are perhaps suffering a little bit. Viewers, make your predictions. Is K Slay going to pit? Is he going to be making another pit stop that's going to put him behind Dave, behind Richie, if Richie doesn't need to stop again? Or is he perhaps on the harder compound tyre and going to try and go all the way to the end now? I'll see if I can find a...
Can you remember what lap Casely pitted?
Casely pitted at the end of about lap 14, end of lap... Well, no, not end of lap 14, 13. He pitted at about the end of lap 7, lap 8. But Ray, if you could tell us what the gap is between Dave and Kay at the moment.
Oh, it's a bit blurry. It's in the double figures, I know that. About 10 seconds. But interesting you said when he pitted, could Casey have been on soft tyres to begin with, because Dave's on the soft tyres now?
He could well have been on the soft tyres early on and now on the hard tyre. Neotig has just made another stop. That should be his last of the race. Azamor is just coming around the final corner now, so I would guess that he has made a pit stop recently as well. Hopefully they've got the soft tyre on. Casely's in the pits. He's in the pits, so he did have to make another stop. That means that Dave retakes the lead. Richie Davey is in the pits as well. That effectively has just gifted Dave the victory here. He doesn't need to do anything now other than get to the end of the race. And Hulkenberg, if you haven't noticed, I am trying to curse him so he gets disconnected for you. So if it works, I want a bit of cash back on that one. But yeah, that puts David Harp out in the lead quite comfortably, with K-Slate just leaving the pits now. And I tell you what, Stringy B's not that far behind. Stringy B's going to jump Richie Davey, you know. He just has done now. So Stringy B sort of clawed himself back into this race, unless he needs to make another pit stop, because Richie Davey only just exiting the pits, and he's probably thinking, how the bloody hell have I gone down to 4th? But I've got a feeling Stringy has got another pit stop to make.
Heselton says he's got to take a 30-second lead and the game kicked him.
Absolutely gutted for you, Heselton, because the way the race was going for him, it was absolutely comfortable, and it would have put him leading the driver's standings. The only upside for Heselton is that Hulkenberg's not in the race anymore. So okay, David Hart may go on to win the race and may end up on 132 points, and Heselton's points aren't going to move, but with the pace that Heselton's shown, it's still got round 8, 9 and 10 with a maximum 75 points on offer. So it's there. The potential is there for Heselton to still go and win this championship. He may end up, quite a few points behind Dave, but all he needs to do is go and beat him and hope a few other cars can beat him on track as well.
Yeah, I'll just call it in for the next 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I don't know. That just winds me up sometimes, but it's only a game.
I mean, things that it is frustrating for the drivers because they spend time putting practice in, and then they get disconnected. It is absolutely, it's like being going for the fastest lap and then being.
Commentator's side, I'm not saying fair driver's side. I'd be way peed off.
It is massively frustrating. Oh, I've just heard the sound of somebody hitting barrier. That's Stringy B into the pits. So that's going to put Richie Davey back into third place. I mean, it is massively frustrating from a commentator side point of view because effectively there's at least 3 or 4 of the drivers that have been just straight out disconnected, which means that robs us of those 3 guys having a race around the track. For the drivers that have had crashes and retired, that's just unfortunate. But for those drivers that have had the disconnections, it's massively frustrating for them. So yeah, I mean, what can you do? What can you do?
Nothing.
Get a better internet provider, perhaps. I mean, something that would be quite interesting to find out is from some of the drivers that have been disconnected is to find out what their internet level is or what their internet strength is, because sometimes you can find a little bit of a bit of a pattern to it. With the pattern we've got at the moment is that Dave the Harp's leading the race and K-Slay's pushing like mad to try and catch him up, but I think the gap is just way too big to do anything about Dave now.
29 seconds.
Yeah, so K-Slay would need Dave the Harp to have one almighty crash or just get disconnected to take victory here. But it does mean that we're going to be in for quite a long last 6 laps as the cars are all spread out. We have another close-up look at a bit more scaffolding and the trees in the background. I suppose for a race like this that could be more interesting because there's definitely no overtakes being attempted at the moment. Let's see, previous lap times, Dave's putting in faster lap times than K-Slay at the moment, so any chance of K-Slay catching him up, sort of slowly going out of the window. Richie Davey, yeah, he's slower than K-Slay, so he's not going to catch him up. Stringy B, I don't think is going to be able to catch up Richie Davey, pitted a little later than him. He may be able to, perhaps towards the end of the race. Whereabouts is Richie on track? Coming up to the final corner. No, the gap is... Oh no, actually he's not. Yes, he is. Stringy B is way too far behind to catch him there. Go on, Ray, I heard you go, ooh.
I've just jumped onto our own feed. There was no patch for disconnection issues and update.
No, what I'm saying is that there was a patch came out for project cars recently, and what we were being told from the drivers was that that patch seemed to fix the connectivity problems. This is what we were hearing as Neo Tig goes very, very wide at the bus stop. Yeah, because last weekend disconnections were a major problem, especially on the Sunday night race. So for a few days the drivers were complaining that every time they went on project cars or a number of other games, to be honest, they were just simply getting disconnected every 5 minutes. Project Cars brought a patch out. I haven't looked at what they actually did fix, but I was told that there were no comments in there about it fixing disconnections, but what we were hearing from the drivers were, okay, they've brought this patch out and now I'm not getting disconnected anymore. But obviously here today a few of the drivers have still been disconnected. Oh, Richie Davey, big sideways, dipping the gravel. I said Stringy B might not catch him, but you know what, if he keeps driving like that he might get catch him. Or perhaps Richie's just trying to get a bit of TV time, so we'll watch him, we'll put some pressure on him, see if he's going to end up in the barrier anywhere. We need someone to give us a little bit of action. Either that or we're going to end up hearing Ray going for fastest lap time with the missus.
No way. Not live.
It's not meant to. I was going to say not live. I thought you were just saying no way, not at all. I said, bloody hell. I don't know.
No, I'll try it. I'll get back to
you. Yeah, just make sure you turn your headset off.
Yeah.
Yeah, your missus has just made
your
missus has just made a comment to you. I'm sure I heard Kirsty's voice in the background. Which yeah. I better not say anything.
Unless my missus sounds like Jason Straight, then you're scaring me.
Maybe my hearing's just going a bit off. I don't know. Ray's sat there watching Project Cars. The missus is sat there watching Jason Statham. She's got her priorities in order.
Oh yeah.
Well, I tell you what. Something that we have seen over the couple of seasons that we've done of the Project Cars races is that these longer circuits do tend to lead to very, very spread out races, whereas circuits that are much more compact, much shorter, do lead for much more interesting racing, which does mean that when we get to next Friday's race, that's going to be an interesting one. Oh, yes. Yep. I mean, I haven't driven one of these cars for a while, but I can imagine around Monaco, with plenty of downforce on the car, they can actually be an absolute delight. But having said that, I mean, you might remember, Ray, actually you might not. You weren't on commentary for the Bathurst race when Will Butler was commentating with me, and he was saying that when he was driving around the circuit doing a bit of practice, he found that the car was very, very stiff, and on a few of the bumps the front end was just wanting to lift up. Now Monaco, even though it has been flattened out a little bit over the last few years, is still quite a bumpy circuit. Turn 1 up to Casino Square, even down to Lowe's Hairpin, very, very bumpy. So the drivers are going to have to make sure that they have got their cars set up with plenty of ride height, a nice suspension that can handle those bumps, and plenty of downforce. Very short gears. I mean, they may even find that around Monaco they could go so short on their gears that they probably only use 4th, 5th and 6th gear around the whole track.
Oh, that'll be interesting.
It will be very interesting. Could be absolute carnage, but as the Row Racing World Championship and World Series have shown this week, yes, crashes can happen at Monaco, but at the same time, you can get around there without them having to buy brand new barriers for the next time they race there. Neotig, he's in the pits again. I'm not sure if that's going to be for fuel or whether it's for another set of tyres. Oh, we've got a bit of action on the track. Well, not really, because it's Azamor being lapped, I think. It is. I think K-Slayer's just got past him. He has. Damn it! So the first overtake we see for a while, and I haven't managed to catch it. I don't know. Sack me as a TV cameraman.
Nah, because then I'll need it.
Dave the Harp has pitted. No, he hasn't. Okay, that was. I must have been showing me Neo Tig's car in the pit lane. I do apologise. They are in identical cars. I was on board with Dave the Harp, and then all of a sudden he was showing him in the pit lane. But he definitely isn't. It was Neo Tig that had pitted. So he's now up at the top of Eau Rouge, and I tell you what, I think he may have just had a bit of a moment up there as well. He's still going, but he did look a little bit wide. But he is still ahead of Azamort. And I tell you what, I think Dave the Harp, I was going to say, I think he's on the last lap. He's not. He's still got this one and one more to do. The sooner this race is over, the better for him, because once he's crossed that line, the points will be his. And I tell you what, a race like this definitely tests the commentator's abilities. So I tell you what, a few people like the rant I went on the other day. Come on, Ray, what can we have a rant about for the last 2 laps?
Disconnection issues.
No, something different, something completely different. Here's one for you. Will Leicester City win the Premier League? And if they do, does it show that clubs spending hundreds and hundreds of millions show it as being a complete waste of time? You know what? Can Leicester City win the Premier League? Hell yeah, they could. If they can just keep on the run that they're going, yeah, they could. And there would be nothing better for football than Leicester City going and winning the Premier League. And coming from someone that has grown up in Derby, that's not an easy thing to say. as a sign to all of these clubs that have spent hundreds of millions. Someone's obviously said, Ray, a comment here. For all of these clubs that have spent hundreds of millions, yeah, too right, it's a sign. Don't get me wrong, Sergio Aguero, David Silva, Yaya Toure, Vincent Kompany, and all those kind of players, fantastic players. Raheem Sterling, is he worth 30 million? Probably not. But had they have spent 250 million on a better recruiting process for their youth team, then they wouldn't have to spend 250 million on players. So yeah, a little bit of a rant on that one. So come on, Ray, what comment have you seen?
You were asking me to rant about the Premiership League. I'm in fucking Scotland, I don't know what that is.
Oh, then we'll have a rant about the Scottish division. All right then, Ray, what do you think about should Rangers and Celtic have joined the Premier League a few years ago?
Yeah, the old firm is the best of the best.
Yeah. I mean, okay, you've not quite answered the question. So should they have joined the Premier League?
Oh, down south? No.
Yeah? No. I'd say that's the right answer, that one. Should Rangers have
Would
been...
they get hammered?
Well, true, yeah. Should Rangers have been dropped down as many leagues as they were? Yes. Did it ruin Scottish football? Yes.
Yes.
Definitely, because as you said, the old firm was... It's up there along with El Clasico, Barcelona, Real Madrid. It's up there with Man United, Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea, Derby, Leicester... Derby Forest, it's up there. Newcastle, Sunderland, it's up on that level. So yeah, Scottish football needs Rangers to get back into the Scottish Premier League, because Celtic are not as good without them. Really, that's another way to look at it. So anyway, Ray, what team do you support?
Rangers.
Rangers. So you were one of the disappointed fans when they got booted. Dave the Arps flashing his lights to say, "Oh, stop talking about football. I'm about to go and win this race," which he is going to do because he's approaching the bus stop for the final time. He's only got 4 more corners to go. 3 corners to go, and he is going to go and take the maximum 25 points here in Spa. For those drivers that actually have made it to the end of the race, a very, very well done to them. Dave the Harp won't care that everybody else got disconnected because he's gone on and won the race. But it would be hysterically funny if he got around this corner and then was disconnected before he got to the start-finish line. that would be one to have a rant about. But Dave is going to take victory here in Spa. It's a fantastic result for him. K-Slay is in second place and comfortably so. It's showing him in third, but we do know that he is in second place. It's a fantastic result for him. Perhaps we'll wonder what he could have done had he just gone for a one-stop strategy. But 2 stoppers worked. It's got him 20 points. That'll put him on 48 points and jump him quite a few positions up the standings. So a fantastic result for the lightning-clad K-Slay here in Spa.
Yeah, I'd like to say that drivers, look, don't give up on the game. We don't know where the disconnection's coming from. Turn up and we'll see what happens.
Turn up and race. Turn up and race is the only thing you can really do. Do everything you can to improve your own connection, whether that be getting an Ethernet cable, turning everything off, even the lights, whatever it may be. Just do everything you can yourself to improve connections. It's what we do to try and improve our connections. I know it bugs Ray that he got disconnected. I mean, I think one of the things we'll probably do on Sunday, because it worked last Sunday, and we might try it next Friday as well, is perhaps have myself hosting. That way, it's us trying something a little different. But there we have then the final standings for round 7 in the PCF, with only 6 cars getting to the end of the race. Dave the Harp taking the victory, K-Slay second, Richard Davey third, Stringy B fourth, Neotig fifth, and Azamort in 6th. Well, Ray, how'd you sum that one up?
It was good to begin with, and then it died down.
It was good to begin with. I mean, when you've got 12, 14 cars absolutely going for it, it makes for one hell of a race. When they start dropping like flies around one of those blue lights, it can soon become very, very stale. As for a driver of the day in that one, I mean, it would have been going to Hesselden. He was absolutely flying on that one. But I suppose it's going to have to go to Dave the Harp. He's gone and stolen a victory here in Spa. He's going to put himself up onto 132 points, 10 points ahead of his friend James Hulkenberg. And Hesselden ruin how his race went, because he was on for leading the standings after this race. Okay, we have been doing podium interviews as of late, but unfortunately tonight I'm not going to be doing it. I've got to rush off. But I will say that well done to Dave the Harp, Kay Slate and Richie Davey. And next up on the Front Row Racing YouTube channel will be on Sunday night for the PCS round 6 rerun of Bathurst for the Ginetta G55 GT3 drivers. That could be one hell of a race as long as we don't have any connectivity issues there. Next up for the PCF, that'll be next Friday. That will be for 41 laps around Monaco. Get your practicing, guys. You're going to need it for that one. The barriers are unforgiving. The drivers are unforgiving. And so are the points. So anyway, we've been Front Row Racing. I've been Front Row Racing DP. He's been part-timer. Left the pits halfway through the race.
I needed a beer.
I don't blame you. I need a few. So thank you very much for watching, everyone. We've been Front Row Racing. And we'll see you all again soon.